Let's bring in Omar Rahman. He's a fellow at the Middle East Council on Global Affairs. Joins us now from New York. Good to have you with us. So we're watching this curious point in history where Blinken makes another repeated visit to the region. He makes a call for an end to the war and a ceasefire. There isn't a lot of optimism, at least in this part of the world, I'm not sure anywhere, that actually the Israelis will go for that. Why are we witnessing this continuous cycle from US diplomacy?
Yes, Sammy, as you said, I mean, this is, I think, Blinken's 11th trip to the region. And what has come out of those 11 trips? I mean, nothing but, continued Israeli aggression, war, mass killing, the expansion of the war into other fronts. And so diplomacy from the American side has proven completely feckless. So we wonder, and I think it's fair to wonder or to say whether this is just a show for appearances, something to run interference for the Israelis, while the United States continues in every possible way to support Israel, including in its war aims. And we're seeing, I think, that rhetoric especially take hold in the last month or so as the Lebanese side of this war has expanded. That the U.S. I think sees that Israel is capable of altering the security landscape in the region through warfare. That's the mistaken, I think, belief inside of Washington that's taking hold.
You use the words there, a show for Israel. Is it a show for domestic political calculations as well? Is that factoring, especially as we get close to elections?
Yeah, if I said a show for Israel, I misspoke. Yes, I think both for domestic political calculations and also, in the global stage, the U.S. being, having some kind of diplomatic relevance here and the ability to kind of shore up things like Security Council resolutions and, show face in front of the world that the U.S. is doing something diplomatically, when in fact, I don't think it's actually doing anything. And behind the scenes, it's, supporting every aspect of Israel in this war.
As the awareness rises in the US about the context and the backdrop, as people become more aware of the fact that there's been decades of Israeli occupation, of denial of national self-determination rights of an entire people, of what the International Court of Justice on July 19th ruled an illegal occupation, of what several, including Israeli human rights groups, call a policy of apartheid. As Americans become more aware of that, does that polarize American politics?
Well, certainly Americans are becoming more aware of the system that Israel has imposed on the Palestinians, the brutality that underpins that system of violence against Palestinians on a daily basis. But at the political level, at those echelons, Israel maintains a significant amount of support. And there are political reasons for that, structural political reasons in the United States in terms of, who supports and finances American politics, the Israel lobby's influence, and a number of other reasons. So there is a divide, I think, between the grassroots.
Can that sort of support, Omar, continue as the Israeli policy has gone from decades of occupation and what international human rights groups call apartheid to now conferences? Yesterday was the date scheduled for a conference to discuss settling Gazan land with Israeli settlers from areas where Gazans have been pushed out of, a conference which was attended by almost a third of Likud party lawmakers from the ruling party and at least one government minister of social equality.
Well, certainly as Israel's regime of apartheid in the occupied territories has become more visible, more apparent, and in fact, it's become more permanent, at least the world is recognizing the permanency of Israeli rule over the Palestinians. As those things have happened, that's had an effect on perceptions in the United States and elsewhere among the societies that are backing Israel. And certainly that has put pressure at the political level. At the same time, the support is somehow maintained because, politicians adopt the Israeli narrative, and that's creating tensions, of course, but at the same time, very little movement, at least at this point, in terms of backing for Israel. Maybe one day down the road, there may be differences there, but at the moment, that support is holding.
All right, Omar Rahman, fellow at the Middle East Council on Global Affairs. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.